Hello and welcome to the Bluffs Sports Zone. I'm Craig Carlsen. We've got plenty to get to tonight, but leading off our broadcast, the Iowa Western wrestling team at the NJCAA National Tournament. The first-year program raised eyebrows by qualifying all 10 starters, and on February 24th, the Reavers took the next step in Rochester, Minnesota. After 4 Reavers won their first match in the double elimination tournament, jump into action in the first round consolations. At 125, Tyler Espadilla squaring off with 12th-ranked Wayne Hall. Espadilla comes out with a purpose, grabbing an 8-3 lead in the first. In the second, Hall, showing why he's ranked among the best, tightens things up, down 8-7. And up by 2 in the third, Espadilla grabs the late takedown and grabs the upset win, 11-8, to stay alive in the tournament. At 141, Kevin Olson lost a close match to the second-ranked wrestler in the country to open, but a different man in this round. He takes a 4-1 lead over Mariano Portillo. Then in the second period, Olson adding to the lead, jumping up 8-3, but Portillo battles back in impressive fashion, cutting the deficit to 9-7. And up by 2 in the third, Olson grabs some breathing room and advances with a 13-9 win. Moved to 149 pounds, Ben Lieben struggling early, down 4-zip to Tommy Broderick. But later in the first period, Lieben returns the favor with 5 unanswered points to take a 5-4 lead. In the second, Lieben doing more damage. The freshman takes a 10-4 lead. And finally, he's had enough of this noise. He grabs the second period pin to move on in the tournament. Jump up to 184, Aaron Satterwhite coming off a loss to the nation's top-ranked wrestler in round 1. And the struggles continue against Labette's John Hambleton. Satterwhite's only points in the match come here, down 6-2. But in the third, Hambleton pulls away. He wins 12-2. And after opening the first round cons with 3 wins, Satterwhite is the first Reaver out of the tournament. At 197 pounds, Bo Mueling in deep trouble against Harper College's Charles Argue. The freshman goes down 11-2, and midway through the second, Mueling pinned and exits the tourney with losses to the eventual 7th and 8th place winners. Now to the second round championship bracket. At 133, 11th-ranked Steven Spradlin looking for his second win of the day, but 9th-ranked Christian Drain takes the early 2-0 lead. Spradlin answers the challenge, though, ties the match at 2 and doesn't stop there, eventually grabbing the first period pin. In an impressive fashion, he moves on to the national quarterfinals. Moved to 165 pounds, Dan Williams' match lasts just 1 minute 46 seconds. He's pinned by Dylan Bushby of Western Wyoming. Bushby eventually places 6th. Williams moves to the backside of the bracket. At 174, Isaac Olson taking on Labette's Ray Hall, and the 4th-ranked wrestler in the country wastes little time grabbing a 2-0 lead. Olson's only points against Hall coming from this escape, and Hall ends things early with 28 seconds left in the second period. He grabs the pin, eventually moving on to place 3rd for national champion Labette College. Olson suffers his first loss of the tournament. And at 285 pounds, Jordan Heiderman, an extremely strong man. Harper's Curtis Blades, a little stronger. The eventual national champion, dominant in every aspect, winning by tech fall 19-4, sending Heiderman to the consolation round. So here's a quick look. Wrestling tournaments just kind of crazy when there's 6 mats running at once. Of the 10 Reaver qualifiers, all but 2 are still alive in the double elimination tournament, with Steven Spradlin the only one in the hunt for the national title. Already an impressive showing for the first-year program as we take action to the second round of consolations. Tyler Espadilla looking for his 2nd straight win at 125, but Ellsworth's Andrew Clark takes a 4-1 lead in the second period. Moments later, Clark adds some back points to his lead, and it's 8-1 in the second when Clark ends the match in Espadilla's season with the pin. Clark eventually claims 6th place. At 141, the Reavers' only sophomore, Kevin Olson, finding 10th-ranked Sam Bergia to be a tough draw. He goes down 8-1 in the second, and Bergia just continues to build on the lead from there, rolling to a major decision win, 14-5. Olson's career at Iowa Western comes to a close. Bergia, the eventual 7th-place winner. Moved to 149, Ben Lieben, hoping to end the Reaver losing streak, but John Lynch takes the early lead with the back points. Later, Lieben's struggles continue as he gives up 2 more, Lynch up 6-2, but Lieben, wrestling with pride, battles back. Here he cuts the deficit to 8-6, but it's not enough. He falls by the same score, ending his season. At 157, Chase Dunlap advancing with a bye in the first round of consolations, but not as fortunate in the second round. He goes down 2-zip to Colton Palmer. Later, Palmer grabs 2 more to extend the lead to 4, and Dunlap's season comes to a close, losing 5-0. Dan Williams at 165 looking to bounce back after a second round loss, and He does that and more against Ellsworth's Andrew Riley, up 2-1 after one. Williams absolutely dominates the second period, and the ninth-ranked Reaver rolls to a 12-2 major decision win to advance to the third round of consolations. His teammate Isaac Olson with similar success at 174. He controls Nyack's Jameel Bryant from beginning to end in a 10-0 major decision W and advances in the tournament. At 285, Jordan Heiderman keeps the success rolling. The big dude sends an early message to Nyack's Mark Tiedemann, taking a 2-0 lead. Heiderman, another Iowa Western wrestler that dominates in impressive fashion, he grabs the first period pin to become the fourth Reaver to advance in the tournament. Impressively, Iowa Western with 4 of 10 still alive following 2 rounds of wrestling, but the success comes to a screeching halt. Steven Spradlin, Dan Williams, and Isaac Olson all go over from then on in the tournament. Heiderman 1-1, all missed the medal stand, with Heiderman and Spradlin coming 1 win shy of All-American status. Despite the late fizzle, the Reavers proud of their showing in Rochester, Minnesota.
It's a big step for the college. You know, we're a first-year program. It means a lot to see all 10 guys first year. It's a big step for us as a team.
People don't think much of a first-year program, and we've already done a lot. We've sent 10 guys to nationals. I mean, a bunch of them won some matches, so pretty good for a team that's pretty much just all freshmen.
We set high goals, we dream big, and we train hard. And the only thing we ask is that our guys give us 110% on the mat. That's what they're doing, and we're getting results.
And the good news continues for Iowa Western. Of the 10 qualifiers, 9 are freshmen, with Kevin Olson, the only sophomore, leading the program. So it's pretty clear the foundation for Iowa Western wrestling on solid ground after its inaugural season. Don't change it. When we return, some basketball action for you. Iowa Western men taking on Iowa Lakes, and an update on local teams in postseason play. We'll be right back.
No team covers Southwest Iowa sports like the team at Jenny Edmondson Sports Medicine. For nearly 25 years, Jenny Ed Sports Med certified athletic trainers have cared for thousands of area athletes and their schools. And our partnering physicians at Nebraska Orthopedics help ensure you're taken care of from diagnosis through rehab. If you need to be seen now, come by our Saturday morning walk-in clinic. It's open all fall from 8 to 9:30 a.m. Jenny Edmondson Sports Medicine.
Lynx fans can now log on to alsportsfan.com for archived and live broadcasts, team info, pictures, and more. alsportsfan.com, part of the cbsportsfan.com family.
Hi, how are you doing today?
What looks good?
Our special today is shrimp scampi. It's been sitting around for about a week.
Excuse me, what time are you guys leaving? We're gonna rob your house tonight.
Don't you wish there were warnings to protect you from life's risks? With diabetes, there is one. It's called A1C, a simple blood test that helps measure your risk of a heart attack and other complications. Learn more at diabetesaonc.org.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill Meyer Woodring family-owned funeral home, serving Council Bluffs in southwest Iowa for the past 105 years. Entering their region final matchup with state number 4 Ankeny, the 9th-ranked Lewis Central girls sported an impressive 20-2 record. The season goals, however, not yet met. See, making it to the region final has become the norm for LC. Winning the game, not so much. On February 21st, the Titans were looking for their first trip to state after coming up 1 win shy each of the past 5 seasons. The tough times in the region final continue for the Titans, falling 57-39 to an Ankeny team that makes their 4th consecutive trip to the state tournament. As we look at the score page brought to you by Flex Physical Therapy, Lewis Central's season ends with a solid 20-3 record, and listen to this stat. In 6 straight seasons, they've come 1 win shy of the state tournament. 4 of those opponents have gone on to play for the state title, including 3 that won it all. So we're not talking about a team that's no good, we're talking about losing to one of the state's best consistently. One would think eventually the road to Wells Fargo Arena will get a little less bumpy. For now, Ankeny will be the ball club from Region 8. We'll open up state tournament play February 29th against 18-5 Cedar Rapids Xavier. Despite ending the regular season with 2 straight losses and an overall record right at 500, the St. Albert guys basketball team has been on a roll since beginning postseason play. Victim number 1, Heartland Christian, 76-8. Next up, Riverside, 71-52. This past week, East Mills with an 18-4 record, no longer. And finally, a 47-45 win over 21-2 Trainer put St. Albert very surprisingly 1 win away from their third state tournament appearance in 4 seasons. Playing their third game in 5 days, the Falcons simply will not use fatigue as an excuse to play poorly. Who knows, the endurance might be the reason St. Albert is headed back to the state tournament. Taking a look at the Flex Physical Therapy score page, St. Albert beats West Monona 68-56 to propel them to the state tourney for the third time in 4 seasons. What an unlikely possibility just a couple weeks ago, but led by Connor Thomas and Tucker Colgent, the Falcons will open up tournament play as the number 8 seed, taking on top-seeded and undefeated Danville. The Bears were the Class 1A state runners-up a year ago and have sported a 52-1 record over the past 2 seasons. Highlights from their showdown with St. Albert on next week's broadcast as CBTV 17 will trek back east for the big game in Des Moines. In Class 4A action, the Lewis Central guys find themselves 1 win shy of the state tournament, which will celebrate its 100-year anniversary this season. The Titans outscored Sioux City North 9-7 in overtime to steal the win on the road 66-64. Lewis Central improves to 17-6 and advances to play an extremely loaded Sioux City East team in the sub-state final. The Black Raiders beat LC 61-41 in the season opener back in November and have not lost a game in the state of Iowa yet this season, going 18-3 with losses to teams from Nebraska, Minnesota, and South Dakota. Titans, though, just have to look across town to St. Albert to see anything can happen in postseason play. The sub-state final will be played at the Tyson Event Center in Sioux City on February 28th. Every loss hurts. Losing 74-75 at number 6 Indian Hills hurts a little more. But for the Iowa Western men's basketball team, the only cure that comes to mind, a couple games in their home gym this past week. Here's IWTV student Scott Stover with highlights of their showdown with Iowa Lakes on February 21st.
Iowa Western looking to improve their impressive 12-1 record at Canesville Arena. The Lakers, though, not intimidated. Wendell Peltz helps the visitors to an early 8-0 lead. Iowa Western answers back with a 3 of their own coming from Devin Brooks to cut the lead to 8-3. Midway through the first half, home team down by 6, trying to narrow the gap. Trevon Palmley hits a 2 from just inside the 3-point line to cut the deficit to 15-11. Moments later, still down by 4, Will Martinez with a mid-range jumper, and the Weavers continue to creep back 17-15. Xavier Mumford puts the finishing touches on a 9-2 run. With this 3, Iowa Western takes the first lead of the night, 2017. Late in the first half, game tied at 28 with time winding down. Iowa Lakes recaptures the lead and the momentum with this alley-oop to Eric Allison. Lakers take a 30-28 lead into the locker room. Iowa Western, however, comes out of the break with a purpose. Antonio Levy hits a long 2. Home team back on top, 34-30. Then, looking to extend the lead, Xavier Mumford hits a 3 to cap off 9 unanswered to begin the second half. IW up 37-30. Iowa Lakes responds down by 5. Peltz hits a 3 to bring the score within 2, 37-35. The back-and-forth battle continues. Peltz with a layup and a 9-0 run of their own. Lakers back on top 39-37. With a tight game, tempers flare. Things get even more heated when Levy gets fouled in transition and coach wants an intentional but doesn't get it. Iowa Western not letting the no call get to them. Down by 1, they take the lead once again. Levy puts up the rock to make it 44-43. Then up by 3, Martinez connects from behind the arc and the Weavers go up by 5, 48-43. The Lakers will not go away. Down by 3 late in the game, they go to Peltz, who was just inside the 3-point line, to move the score to 52-53. But with a minute left in regulation, the Weavers only up by 1 when Kelvin Dixon makes his only field goal on the night. Iowa Western holds on to win at home 66-62, improving to 22-7 on the season.
Basically, they were just playing me tight. I was just going right past, going straight to the cup, either additional or finishing at the rack. So it was real easy today.
I just didn't think we had much gas left in the tank. You know, big game on Saturday night against Indian Hills, come back in, and I was a little worried about the energy level. And it showed up. They out-rebounded us. I didn't think we got off the floor very well. Just didn't have much defensive effort. I didn't think it was very good. We had some guys come off the bench, though, and I thought really helped us. I thought Martinez hit some threes, shot the ball well for us, did a good job. And I thought Antonio Levy, although he's a starter, has played pretty well the last 3 or 4 games. This is on energy level alone. And Tavian Pomley came off the bench. I thought gave us good energy, but I thought that our starting 5 just didn't have much left. They played a lot of minutes on Saturday night, tried to give them a little time off, get them ready, but just didn't have much. We're just lucky to get a win. I thought that Iowa Lakes did a very nice job, and Coach Larson did a good job with this team, and probably deserved to win the game.
We'll take a timeout. On the other side, more Reaver fever. Iowa Western looking to close out the regular season in solid fashion, and a special honor is given to a former Reaver athlete. More in just a few.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Whether you're a weekend warrior or on an organized sports team, however you play, you risk injury. At Flex Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, we specialize in the prevention, recognition, treatment, and rehab of orthopedic and sports injuries. We have 30 combined years of experience, making us Southwest Iowa's leading physical therapy clinic. At our state-of-the-art facility and using the latest technology, we'll help you get back on the field fast. So if you experience a sports injury, you need to see us first. Flex Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your Southwest Iowa sports medicine professionals.
If green and gold never gets old, then St. Albert Sports Fan is the place for you. Updated daily, it's loaded with articles, archives, and so much more. And if you can't make the game, you can still watch it live from the comfort of your own computer. St. Albert Sports Fan, the homepage for the home team.
What does the future hold for you?
I can learn.
I can lead.
I can play.
I can grow. Put yourself in a great place. Iowa Western. Classes are forming now in more than 80 areas of study. Learn more, a lot more at iwcc.edu.
I can succeed.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by the St. Albert Alumni Association. With Southeastern forfeiting their season and Indian Hills firmly in first place in Region 11 standings, it's been known for a while now that Iowa Western and Marshalltown would open up postseason play against one another. The two teams getting a good preview of the region semifinals, closing out their regular season schedules together on February 25th. Here's IWTV student Jim Brinklow.
Sophomore night at IWCC this past Saturday, and the Reavers looking to finish the regular season strong against Marshalltown. One of those sophomores, Xavier Munford, and all season long he's been incredible from behind the arc. Reavers take a 7-zip lead. Moments later, IWCC continuing to roll. This time, Antonio Levy nails the 3, extending their lead 12-2. The bombs continue to drop seconds later. Who else than the guy that has made 72 threes on the season? Munford gives his team a 15-2 lead. Midway through the first half, Iowa Western still working on the large lead. Alonzo Traylor making some noise. His dunk puts the home team up 25-8. But then Marshalltown starts to heat up a bit. Derek Stewart makes a 3 and draws the foul for the 4-point play, 25-12. Next possession, the Tigers defense playing strong. Nilson Santana shows Traylor he can go up too. The rally comes to a halt when the Reavers' Devin Brooks steals the momentum back to go up 27-14. IWCC gets some more cushion with this 3 by Brock Lutz to take a 38-23 lead into the locker room. Midway through the second half, Iowa Western up by 9 points, 45-36, and Traylor, who averages 14 points a game, hits that mark here to extend their lead 47-36. The 6'7 center doing it all day. Another dunk and the home team enjoying a 13-point lead. The fun doesn't stop there. Munford shows off his ups, but the refs are going to have to tag him with a technical, and Munford looks like he does not agree. Late in the second half, home team holding on to that 9-point lead, 56-47. Traylor puts them back up by 11. Then, some fancy passing inside makes it 58-47. Despite dominating the majority of the game, IWCC lets it get close, but wins 70-65. Same two teams, same location, both opening up postseason play against another on Thursday, March 1st at 7 p.m.
Well, I wish we had played a lot better. I thought we played well in spurts, but the moment we got up 15, 16 points, we quit playing. And, we've had those conversations with them all year. You can't do that, and they don't seem to be learning a lesson. So you let Marshalltown have a little hope to come in here on Thursday night, let it cut it down at the end, and I'm sure they'll be ready to play. It's one and done at that point. So we've got to be ready to play, and I think we will, but I can't make any promises. Coaches will certainly be ready to go. Hopefully the players will be focused as well.
Another event going on in Reaver basketball, a blast from the past. Iowa Western honoring former student-athlete Mr. David Petratus with the 2012 Alumni of the Year Award.
My experience here at Iowa Western, where I could work at Interstate Electric Supply Company, study, and play basketball, propelled me through my business career to the top of the electrical industry, and it was the experience here that I gained on knowing and learning how to work, study, and be a team player that's had a tremendous impact on me, the family. We're all very touched, moved to be able to be here and be a part of it.
A Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln graduate, Petratus is excited about the direction Iowa Western is headed since his days at the college over 3 decades ago.
When you think about 33 years ago, I was here on the Iowa Western campus, it's like, wow. We had 3 buildings, 700-800 students. Today, over 7,000 students, multiple programs, multiple athletic programs. The growth has been fantastic, and Western Iowa needed an asset like Iowa Western. To see the growth, to see the prosperity, to see their success is really impressive. If this was a business, it'd be at the top of its game. It's an asset for Western Iowa, and it's great to see the success.
Petratus was honored during the halftime of the Iowa Western Marshalltown basketball game, receiving praise from IWCC President Dr. Dan Kinney, alongside former teammate and Iowa Western alumni president Scott Bell.
For the alumni weekend here and the recognition, and to have over 100 family and friends to join me in the celebration, it was an opportunity to say thank you to my former coaches, my friends, my neighbors who helped shape me here in the West Hills of Council Bluffs. I owe them a big thanks. My family and friends, I owe the school a big thanks, and it was an honor to be able to send them a message of appreciation on part of my business success.
Thanks as always for checking out the Bluffs Sports Zone. We also urge you to check out cbtv17.com. Live streaming of our programming available as well as archive shows. Until next time, we're out.